welcome to PlayStation Access. My name is Rosie, and today I am joined by the lovely Dave.
Hello.
Hello. And Dave, I have been playing Sonic Frontiers.
Don't I know it, Rosie? Yeah, when you should be working.
I know, I'm just sat there, just speeding around all the time, just being Sonic. I mean, it's a great time. What can I say? I love being a fast blue hedgehog.
Yes, don't we all?
So Sonic Frontiers is coming to PS4 and PS5 on the 8th of November. So really
soon.
Really soon. And I've just been having, in all honesty, a really good kind of chilled time with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even going that fast?
Even going that fast. I mean, apart from the challenges, the runs that you can do to, get S ranks and stuff like that, which I'll delve into a bit later. The actual open world part of it, I'm just enjoying sitting there on my sofa, just running around, going really fast in this world, doing some puzzles, some obstacle courses, grinding, bouncing, doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
But basically today, I wanted to tell you, Dave, 6 awesome things that you can do in Sonic Frontiers.
Okay.
Because I think they're awesome.
I will gladly listen.
And of course, Sonic's a character who's got attitude, so I thought awesome was an appropriate word.
Yes, that is a very Sonic word.
Very Sonic word. So speaking of the open world, the first thing is just exploring it.
Yeah.
And the reason why this is awesome is because there's just so many things you can do in it to traverse. Literally, you sort of start, and I'm only going to be referencing the first world and the second world in this video.
Okay, so there are multiple worlds.
There are multiple worlds.
Okay.
And they've all got different themes. The first world is more kind of greenery, and a lot of the time it's a bit cloudy, a bit raining, but also you do get the lovely sunny days as well.
It's England.
Oh my god, yeah. It kind of looks like
Sonic in England.
Sonic in England. It kind of looks like a kind of mountain terrain sort of area. The second world that you go into is a desert area.
Okay.
But both of them sort of have their own sort of size, own sort of puzzles, and there are cool little satellite dishes and stuff that you can run up and try and figure out how you can get to some really tall places. There are these little memory tokens that you need to collect, and they're dotted all over the world, and in order to get some of them you need to go on some grinds, bounce on some pads, grab onto some hooks that can then either lift you up or spin you around.
Yeah.
You're essentially running around, and you see something that you can interact with. Go interact with it and just see where it takes you, see where it goes, see where it leads you. And as you explore the world as well, there are a bunch of puzzles, and when you do these puzzles it opens up more of the map. Because the game is very much set in a cyberspace world, so Sonic arrives and it's he has no idea where he is or what he's doing, but by solving these puzzles it opens up more of the map.
Okay.
There are little Cocos that you can collect, who are these little stone things, and they they have an adorable little noise, the typical sort of
nice,
noise.
a trill.
It's just really fun just to zoom around this big world. There are enemies you can fight as well, so it's just really awesome to kind of see Sonic being in this open world angle.
Yeah. And do you kind of, finish a world and then go to the next one, or do you revisit worlds, do you come back later after you've unlocked further worlds?
So what I've done so far is I finished the first world, and then I was taken to the second world, but I can also jump back into the first world, which I have done for this video. So at the moment anyway, I'm able to jump to and from worlds really nice and conveniently.
Okay, great.
So the second thing that's something you can do that's really awesome is you can upgrade Sonic.
Okay.
You can upgrade him through skills, which you kind of in a typical RPG, you get experience points, and when you do that, there's a skill tree.
Yep.
And then by doing this, you get new combat skills. So when you're fighting the enemies, you can look cooler. Sonic can jump up and slam down. There's one which I love where he just does multiple kicks, and it just looks crazy. It looks like a bunch of boomerangs are sort of going into the enemy. And also, you might see on the bottom left of the video, there's a little diamond with some abilities.
Yeah.
And you upgrade these by visiting a Hermit Coco and an Elder Coco.
Right.
One of them, you need to deliver the Cocos that you found in the open world. And then he will say, do you want to upgrade your ring capacity or your speed?
Okay, yeah.
So your speed, allows you to move quicker, which, for Sonic, you kind of want to do that.
It's important.
And your ring capacity means you can carry more rings, which I won't say why that's a good thing.
Okay.
But it's a good thing.
It sounds like a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
Sonic loves his rings. You want to get as many of those as possible. And the second Coco, the Hermit one, when you sort of explore the world, solve puzzles and defeat some enemies, you get a little heart and a defense sort of like item.
Yeah.
And when you give them to that Coco, they will basically say, oh, I'm going to use these and upgrade your attack and your defense. And also, if you want to change the ratio of your speed and your ring capacity, they can do that as well.
Oh, interesting.
So it's really cool to have these RPG elements to Sonic as well. So that's a really cool thing you can do.
That is cool.
The third awesome thing you can do is you can fight really cool enemies. There are some big ones and there are some small ones.
Yeah, I've seen some of the big ones. They're like ridiculously big.
Think of it like Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes,
in a weird
God.
way. As in, so the big ones, they are just dotting about the world, and you can run around, and literally as soon as they spot you, I quite like this. I think it's quite funny, but literally the whole game freezes. The enemy will just dramatically turn at you as if to go, Sonic! Like they fully look at you, and then you can run away from them if you want, much like in Elden Ring, I guess.
Yes.
When enemy sees you, you can just leg it if you want. But it usually initiates, the battle phase, and there's a whole variety of puzzling elements to defeat them. There's one which sort of slams its arm down, and then you have to run up the arm in order to attack it at the top.
Oh, cool.
There was another one in the desert, which kind of, at first when I saw it, I thought it was just like a giant satellite thing, but it was actually an enemy to my surprise.
Right.
And it sort of drops rings that you need to grind on, and then keep on climbing to the top to attack it on the top.
So when you say it's a bit like Shadow of the Colossus, you don't just mean they're colossal in scale, you mean they're sort of traversal puzzles as well.
Yeah, so each of them have their own element to defeat them.
Yeah.
There's a whole variety. It's not just necessarily, climbing up to the top and finding a way to do that. There's also one that's like a sumo, I believe it's called, and it sort of generates this electric field around it, and you bounce off the electric field, kind of like a wrestling ring, and then you just sort of like bash it.
Like a pinball.
Like a pinball, yeah, and you want to sort of charge it into the electrical field, and then you could attack it. So there's a whole variety of different platforming and puzzling elements to defeat the big ones.
I really like that sort of thing.
And then also as well with the open world, if you just feel like attacking a little enemy, they just pop up all over the place.
Like random encounters kind of thing.
Yeah, they're just sort of dotted around the world. Some of them will spawn in like a little group, and you can quickly run around them and then start attacking them and everything. There's also ones, again, which have puzzling elements. Some of them fly up, and you need to jump on little balls that they drop, and you don't want to hit the red ones because then you get hurt.
Oh no.
So there's a whole variety of things that you can fight, and it's just really cool that they've all got their own little unique style to them.
Definitely.
The fourth thing is probably one of my favorite things you can do, which I think's awesome, is use the power boost.
Okay.
Now, the power boost is an ability you trigger in the open world when you collect all of the rings at your capacity.
Okay.
So once you have all the rings that you can carry, Sonic kind of goes into this little electric mode, and then, he opens his eyes epically, and it's all lightning blue.
Yeah.
And you basically go super duper fast. So there is a boost ability, so not only can Sonic run, but if you hold R2, he will run quicker. But power boost means he runs even quicker than that.
My God.
And the boost goes all electrified and stuff, and literally it's so much fun just to go whee, and then just like charge around the world. I like doing, it's probably very dizzy for everyone watching, but for me it's great fun, like going around in circles, just having a great time in power boost mode. And even if you want to traverse through the world, if you just want to get from the bottom of the map to the top, power boost, you can just get there super duper quick.
Yeah. I assume you're not talking about this for a reason, but is it true to say that, if you increase the amount of your ring capacity, that it also means you have to collect more rings before you can trigger power boost?
It does,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's a trade-off there.
It is a bit of a trade-off, but yeah, I guess just try not to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Just
I do.
try not to.
I always do.
Try not to lose your rings in the open world, and you will trigger the power boost. But you are correct; it does mean you have to collect more rings in order to trigger the power boost.
Understood. Good to know.
And speaking of going super duper fast, the fifth thing that's really awesome in Sonic Frontiers are the challenge sections.
Okay, yeah.
So these are, the classic Sonic formula. You get put in a short little course. They're really fun. There's a variety of them as well. So there are some where you look at Sonic from a sideways perspective, some where the camera follows Sonic.
Yeah.
And again, you're going super duper fast, so it's constantly moving. There are constantly obstacle courses. There are multiple routes you can take.
Yeah.
There are challenges within these sort of portal levels, such as collecting all 5 red coins. There's the classic S rank, which are the ones I really like to make sure I get, really.
Yeah.
and some of them are quite nice to get, but I've had 2 so far that I actually kind of spent a lot of time trying to get the S rank.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a crazy person, so I was like, yes, I want to get that S rank.
I must complete the S rank.
Get it.
Yeah.
So they're just really fun, and also the music is really bopping in them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just really cool as well, and it's good to know that not only is there the open world, you still have the classic Sonic running fast in a big obstacle course.
Yeah, I think, you know, like you say, it's a bit more traditional Sonic gameplay, and certainly that's what I think of when I think of Sonic. So I'm glad that those are in there. I'm looking forward to exploring this open world and seeing how that works, but I am glad that there's also some sort of like self-contained challenge maps where I can play Sonic a little bit more like how I'm used to, I guess.
It's a good change in pace as well, because the open world is very relaxing. It's got very relaxing music, and you're just exploring, and you can do things at your pace.
That's really cool.
And so sometimes if you do, you can be saving the challenger just for when you want to pick up the pace a bit. You can activate the portal, which you do by finding these gears in the open world.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that, boom, you're in a challenge and you can pick up the pace, and just the variety in gameplay is just really cool.
That's great.
And then speaking of having sort of chill vibes, the 6th thing, which I think is really awesome, and I really like it, is you can go fishing.
No way.
You can go fishing with Big the Cat.
Big the Cat?
Do you not know Big the Cat?
No, is this a returning character?
This is a returning character.
No.
Big the Cat is, I believe Big was introduced in Sonic Adventure.
Okay.
And he was introduced with a fishing minigame with his companion Froggy.
Right.
And Big is back. He's going fishing. Literally, when you meet him, you say, Big, what are you doing here in this cyberspace world? How did you get here? And he's just like, I don't know. I just wanted to go fishing, and here I am. So.
Oh, man. Now I'm worried about Froggy, though. Where's Froggy?
I don't know where Froggy is at the moment.
Okay.
I haven't seen Froggy yet. It's just Big and his fishing rod.
Yeah.
So he gives you a fishing rod, and you could just go fishing.
How does it work? How does the mechanic work?
So you press X to throw your line. You can aim where you want to put it.
Yeah.
You have like your little lake, so there's multiple fish. I tend just to go for where the fish are the busiest.
Yeah.
And then once it's landed, you wait for the fish to catch it.
It's classic.
Classic.
Just like real fishing.
Once your little floats, that's the, there you go. Once your little float goes under the water, you press X, you get a red ring, and you basically want your white ring to go into the red ring, and then you press X.
Got you.
And you can either catch fish, you can catch fun little nods to previous Sonic games, you can get some treasures as well, be it some attack and defense upgrade, little tokens to give to the Coco, or some golden tickets, which you can use to trade and get more items in the fishing minigame specifically. So yeah, it's just a really chilled but awesome thing to do as well.
I think that's like the most interesting thing out of everything you've said is the sort of mixture of gameplay styles, where like you said that the open world is quite chill, and then the fishing is really zen, and then there's these sort of portal challenges which are much more like, you know, I guess they're fun, obviously, but then if you want to challenge yourself a bit more, you've got those different challenges, going for the S rank, collecting all the coins. I think it's great that it has all those different kinds of gameplay, and that I suppose it's sort of at your, not disposal, but it's your choice what kind of gameplay you want at that time. Like, maybe I'll just do a bit of exploring. Maybe I'll just do some fishing. Maybe I'll do a challenge. I must get the S ranks. Like, that sounds really cool. Well, thank you so much, Rosie. That was an excellent list about Sonic Frontiers, and I'm definitely looking forward to, I think, just the Zen open world the most, but I mean, I just can't say no to a bit of challengey Sonic as well, so I'm glad that they're both in there. And we can play Sonic Frontiers on PS4 and PS5 from the 8th of November, so very soon indeed. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like it if you liked it. Comment below to let us know if you're going to be picking up Sonic Frontiers and which kind of gameplay you'll be looking forward to the most. And do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything from the world of PlayStation.
Thank you for watching!